What is going on, movie meals? Movie meals. We didn't film this weekend. Didn't get a chance, but we could film tonight. So this will be up just
Right.
a day late.
Yes, a day
I'll
late.
post it.
Okay.
I'll post it a little later tomorrow. Normally we post about 8 a.m. on Monday, but I'll probably post it around noon or 1 my time. So
I like it.
about 8 a.m. for most of you. But
That's
yeah,
all
we're
right.
here to talk. Just kind of talk about the MCU. We rewatched the first thing in Movie Meal patrons can make Karen go get some merch, all that good stuff. I'm wearing some merch right now. I miss the movies when I'm not there. I miss it.
Looks fantastic on you.
Oh,
Working out too? I see your.
Fantastic Four. You mean it
Oh!
looks fantastic for? Come on, pal.
You caught my pun.
No, but I have been eating homemade ice cream. I haven't been working out, but I have been eating homemade ice cream.
It's all right. I had a alcoholic beverage.
Oh God.
Lemonade.
You really didn't learn anything from Dare, did you? All right. Well, we also rewatched the original two Fantastic Four movies with those actors.
I went above and beyond. I even watched the follow-up after
I
those
thought about
two.
it, and then I decided to continue the AFI rewatch that I started last summer. That I got about halfway through. It took me a year to get about 48 movies in. I think 43, something like that, somewhere in the
Much better
40s.
use of your time. Much better use of your time.
Yeah.
What
Instead of
was the last
watching
one you?
that, what is the last? I watched Duck Soup. I watched American Graffiti and then Duck Soup, which are both around the area I'm watching at the moment on the list, the 60s.
American Graffiti's on that list? Wow.
Well, it's the top 100 American-made movies. It's an American-made movie, and it's really good. American Graffiti is a really good movie. It's a really good slice of life of the time. Like if you really want to know what life was like back then, that's a great pick to put on. It really shows kind of what's going on.
Yeah. Would it be one of the top movies? I don't know. Wild, but all right. They say so.
I mean, it was in the 60s. It's like
when they made that list.
It's not. I mean, there are better movies farther below that I'd move up. But anyway, we're gonna. I found a Twitter, because X is stupid, thread of the of all the Kevin Feige stuff. We're going to talk a lot about the Kevin Feige thing first, because I think that's the bigger discussion, and then we can at the end here talk about the Fantastic Four rewatches.
So it sounded like he held a press conference,
kind of like a town hall, yeah.
After Superman opened well, so they were like, "Uh-oh, we need to set the stage on what's coming."
He's also doing press for his movie. He always does the press circuit.
What movie? Oh yeah, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's doing press. And the early reactions to Fantastic Four are really good. People are saying that the movie's really good.
That's good. Yeah, I haven't heard anything, so yeah, you were the first to tell me.
So I'm just going to rattle it off of what I've got here, all coming from a Deadline article here. So we'll get to hopefully a lot of the beats, but Kevin Feige says Avengers Secret Wars will reset the timelines and reboot the MCU. And more into that, he said that it's a reset, not a reboot, and that there will be one definitive timeline after Secret Wars.
Which you probably should have done to begin with. I don't care how crazy comic books can get and you're basing off the source material. I just think for general audiences, there can be a line, and apart from other reasons as well, why Marvel is where it's at now, the multiverse angle was definitely one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't hated as much of the decision to do multiverse stuff, but it makes sense. Get it down to one timeline. I'm sure this will be a later thread up sooner, but I'll talk about it too. But as long with resetting, he also said that big named characters are going to be recast, that we will get a new actor playing Iron Man and Tony Stark and that version of him. And we will get another version of Captain America or something that's like actually like recasting of the role. And he said something along the lines of like, he compared him to Bond and now Superman, with it being in the news, being like, at first people didn't like it when Bond first got a new actor, but now it's like a traditional thing, and it's kind of same with Superman and Batman, and it's like, why not with these iconic characters that we have, because those are the two most iconic characters now. So I think that makes sense, and I kind of dig it. I think this is, if like those are the heroes you like the most, why not just recast them if you're starting something fresh anyway? So if they're starting fresh, works for me.
I mean,
What do you think?
and we have to admit our own ages right now. Like, these characters that he's talking about recasting have been around in this incarnation for 15 years, more than 15
Yeah.
years. Like, generations have passed. Like, people are looking for new and fresher things coming from most franchises, including this one. So,
Yeah.
as much as I hate to say it, it probably is time to, do recasting. Although when I hear recasting, I think of rebooting than rehashing or recreating or whatever their buzzword is
I
that
think he
they're going
specifically
for.
said it's not a reboot, it's a reset for the MCU as
Sure,
a whole.
those seem like
I don't
synonyms
think.
to me, but
I mean, sure. Here's the
just
next
silly.
one I got here. Kevin Feige on the delay of Blade. Here's his quote: "We didn't want to put on a leather out. Let me reset. We didn't want to put a leather outfit on him and just have him start killing vampires. You can start and have a good script and make it a great script through production, but we didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade. We didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us." So it sounds like they had a script that they were like, all right, this script's okay, but can we make it better as we start getting really ready for the movie and do a few rewrites? And it sounds like it never got to that point. And I kind of respect Kevin Feige for saying, this isn't it. This isn't the movie he deserves. It's not the movie we want to make. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the running joke on the internet is that it's a dude that swings a sword and fights vampires. Like, how hard can this be?
He does.
Which, sure, you can say that. And it is a bit silly that for his casting as Blade, Mahershala Ali's casting, being announced in like 2019, 2020, and now it's like 5 years later without any movement. Sure, you can make fun of that as much as you can, but look at all the other Marvel projects where they have fast tracked it so much, and then we see the consequences of doing that. I mean,
Yeah.
Avengers, Kang Dynasty, or whichever one is being filmed right now, is going through that problem currently. Like, they're writing the script on the fly, apparently, while the movie is being made and everyone's on set. Or at least that's been the rumors I've been
Yeah,
hearing.
I heard that rumor too, that they've been writing new scenes of this new Avengers movie as it's coming out and stuff.
Yeah,
But I wonder if he addresses that in here. But I didn't remember
maybe.
hearing anybody
My
talk about it.
my point is that for the past 5 years, we have seen the consequences of fast tracking these projects. They don't feel authentic. They don't feel like they are, working as hard as they should to like do it right, so to speak.
And he touches on that.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, what about you? Just agree with what I'm saying here, Alex? Like, if you don't have a director, if you don't have the script right, like, don't force it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope
100%.
Ali is able to understand that as well, and he's finding other work in the meantime. Although he was just in what, Jurassic World,
Yeah,
so
did you
I guess
hear?
he's
Did you see the interviews where people were asking him about it?
no, I didn't catch it. What
People were
happened?
asking him about it, and he was like, at one point, he was like, "Hey, look, I want to do it. You go talk to
Mhm.
Marvel. I want to do it." He got a little defensive. He's like, I want to be Blade, but you got to go talk to Marvel. Don't ask
Oh
me.
yeah,
I don't know what's going on."
it's
It's
not
like,
his
yeah,
fault.
it's not his fault. No. All right, let's. Here's the next one I got. Kevin Feige on the shift from Kang to Doctor Doom. He's quoted saying, "Even before what had happened to Jonathan Majors, we had started to realize that Kang wasn't Thanos. And we started talking about Doctor Doom even before we officially pivoted from Kang. In fact, I had started talking with Robert about this audacious idea before Ant-Man 3 even came out."
But why was it around Ant-Man 3?
Oh,
Was it because the Jonathan Majors thing was happening? Was it because Ant-Man 3 was bad? It was about Ant-Man 3.
I don't know if I fully believe that.
they all
myself.
just coincided at once at that point. So I look, maybe he is telling the truth, but it just seems like there's some holes in trying to make it as like an authentic
I
story of
thought
like,
that
no,
happened to
no, we
him.
were always going to change
Did
it
that
of the
happen?
plan.
Did Jonathan Majors get in all that trouble before Ant-Man 3 came out or right after it came out?
I truthfully, I don't remember, so I probably, if I am being incorrect about it, I apologize. But I do remember it at the very least being like when he was about to break out. It was like Creed 3 and Ant-Man 3 were coming out, and everyone
Yeah.
was starting to really notice that guy. And maybe it was a little after that, but I just remember it being coincided very close between both those movies. And look, like Doctor Doom, yeah, eventually that character was going to come around because now you are introducing Fantastic Four, but you definitely wanted Kang to be the big guy, and unfortunately, the fumbling and usage of that character, and not just the Jonathan Major stuff, but just the usage of that character wasn't quite working out to getting audiences excited. I think that was pretty evident. Though, despite all the major stuff, he
The
did
movie
fine.
came out in February, the beginning of February 2023. He was arrested and all that stuff happened in March of that year. So it did come out after. So
Oh, okay.
Kevin Feige saying we were thinking about this before Ant-Man 3 came out. I mean, odds are I mean, the thing that happened to Jonathan Majors was not something you would have known in advance. So I believe him.
Mm.
Well, you're not gonna know. Like he
I
hit
don't.
her in the car. Like that's what happened.
It is
And she's
possible
calling it
that
home.
these. It is, I think it's possible that bigger studios or like any other big company could hear about some bad shady
Like
stuff before
maybe
the
he's
public
just yeah,
does.
yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
just what I mean. But
Kevin
but you're right. We
Feige.
don't know. It's an
Yeah.
assumption.
Here's the next thing. Kevin Feige says their current plan for the MCU spans the next 7 years. I think it goes to 2032.
God, I'm gonna be dead by then. Sorry, that was a bit
Sure.
dark. That
Makes
was a bit
sense.
dark. That was a joke.
Well, I know the people were really talking about this because his timelines of phases that we've been doing for the last however many years
Oh.
would be this is longer than that. That was usually every 5-ish years they were going to get a
Uh-huh.
phase done, and now this I think is 7 years, so it's going to be a longer phase, and they're
Mm.
slowing production on some things. So let's see what's next. Unless you
Unless
got any
TV
serious thought.
shows,
They did talk
because
about all that. Yeah, we're gonna
they
get
do
there.
talk about that. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like I didn't hear him use the phases terminology lately, so I guess that's
No, he
still
hasn't.
yeah. But I guess he's back on it, so all right, whatever.
He's got 2 years left on his current contract.
That is something. Let's actually point that out real quick because if he's saying like there is a reboot, reset, redo, whatever it's going to be called, and he has these two Avengers movies, he's getting X-Men greenlit, he's getting Fantastic Four movie off the ground, and I assume this is supposed to be the start of Phase 6 with Fantastic Four. Do you think it is possible that Feige, walks away and then someone else takes the mantle and then the redo begins?
Well, I mean, maybe he might step away. I mean, the rumor's been forever that he would step away and do Star Wars. And Kathleen Kennedy's now it's supposed to be over at the end of this year, and then she's been like, maybe not, and maybe that is what their plan is. Who knows? You don't get the MCU without Kevin Feige. The MCU was like 27 great movies or something up to Endgame, and then there's been really good movies after and really great shows. WandaVision, Loki, Thunderbolts was awesome. So I would love to see Kevin Feige stay, but I'd be okay with letting him go and have somebody else kind of run it. But it'd be interesting to see where he goes and what he does. If he takes over Star Wars, cool, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they want Dave Filoni. But
Dave Filoni to do it.
Yeah.
He's getting choked up about it.
That's burping.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I guess I don't really buy myself either that he would leave at that point. He does seem like most other people in Hollywood where they want to overstay their welcome. But then again, I don't know. Like, it is very possible that he removes himself and then someone else comes in, and then we're back at where we were these past couple of years, where the quality's not up to snuff and it doesn't feel special. I mean, even though he's more of a producer, like, there is a reason why this success has gone on for as long as it has. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just one director necessarily. It is because he's at the helm, puppeting it.
I jumped ahead on some of the thread because I want to get to another quote by him about the production of everything coming out.
Okay.
So this is his quote. He said, "We produced 50 hours of stories between 2007 and 2019.
Mm.
But in the 6 years since Endgame concluded the Infinity Saga, we've had well over 100 hours of stories in half the time, and
Mm-hmm.
that's too much. In fact, including animation, this saga since the end of Endgame has been 127 total hours of content, and only 50 hours of content up from when they started in 08 or 07 with Iron Man to that
Mm-hmm.
is only 50. That, I mean, he said we want to slow it down. We want quantity over quality, or
Mm-hmm.
other way, sorry. We want quality over quantity.
Right, I
But
gotcha.
he I think that's Disney. I don't blame Kevin Feige. I think at 2019 around that time they get a new CEO in new Bob from the parks, and he was like, "We're gonna go streaming, and we're gonna do this, and I need this, and this from you, Kevin." And
Yeah.
Kevin's like, "I love my job, man. I guess I'm doing this," and they went and did that, and then they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to fix it story wise and creatively. I mean, Kevin, since the beginning of the MCU, has always talked about getting great storytellers that will be able to make good pocket movies. That's why a lot of those early movies work really well.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves the story. He wants the story to work. He doesn't want to put out bad products. But I think his hand was kind of forced a little bit. I think over since around the end game time, he had to do a lot more. And I mean, there were other reports he's stretched thin and he can't do all this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that all comes from Bob. I think old Bob, new Bob, whatever I wanted to call him, not Bob Iger, the other one, Chapek or whatever, Bob Chapek. And he clearly did a crap job because they outed him. But what do you think?
No, I'd agree with that. I mean, Disney Plus launched in what, 2018, 2019, and
Yeah.
those shows were greenlit immediately after. Same with the Star Wars shows and whatever else. I think Pixar also had to do some now that I think about it, but whatever. The point is that yes, obviously it was a Disney decision to do that, and it wasn't like a wise one either. Um, that being said, I do think there should have been a bit of a better job when it comes to the planning and structuring of like how do we develop all this but still maintain quality as best as we can, because I just didn't really get the sense throughout these past few years that there was any changes to changing the model up. It felt like it was Feige really trying to juggle it all at once, and clearly it wasn't paying off. He wasn't able to handle it all, and you
I just
saw
don't
that
think it
from
was
like
his choice. I think he had
not.
no choice. He was put in a bad situation.
But I think it is his choice to switch up the structuring at Marvel to
What do you
try
mean
to have
switching up the
a.
structuring? You mean
To,
like course correcting with the storyline and like the getting rid of Kang and whatnot?
no, I'm just saying, instead of him feeling like that, it felt like he was still trying to do the bulk of the work like he did over these past handful of years before switching over to shows. And I think instead he should have gone a bit more of an insistence, especially on the TV side, because one of our major problems with the TV shows was that they felt like movies that weren't edited and written in the styling of a show. So I feel like
I got
there
you.
wasn't much structuring behind the scenes where, yes, he
Spread
can still
thin.
be able to have a better workload, but also have the right people in place so that way different models of telling a story can be done properly. So yes, Disney as a whole was responsible for this shift in like bringing in too much at once. But I think also Feige does need a bit of criticism as well when it comes to not adjusting to stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe they did and we just don't know about, or there's an article out there somewhere that I'm misremembering and just don't know about, but it just didn't feel like that to me as someone wanting to watch all these.
I agree with what you're saying. I just don't know if I put a lot of the blame on Kevin, to be honest. I feel like Disney said, we want this many shows, we want this many movies, we want them to come out around this time. This is what we want. Get it done. And he was like, well, this is my baby. I want to be around it. And so he was spread thin. I mean, I believe those reports that he was spread too thin and people were hunting him down and asking questions. And I just don't know if that's his fault. Like, you're not going to, I don't know. You don't go to your boss and say, I'm spread too thin. Your boss is going to be like, I'm going to fire you then. And I'm going to get a guy to get what I want done. I mean, that might have been the way big old Bob Chapek ran the ship. Clearly, he was so bad at his job, he ran himself out of Disney. So, I don't know. I think it might be a lot more on Disney than it is as much on Kevin. But he did talk about that the shows are the shows. And even if the characters overlap, they're not going to talk about main stuff. And another thing he said in this interview was that, like, in the Daredevil Born Again Season 2 will not talk about the events of Thunderbolts because he wants them to be their own separate thing when they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's just going to be hard to notify general audiences about that, I think. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong about that.
I don't think you need to notify him. You just make the thing and put it out, and then some nerds will be like, well, the Thunderbolts was going on. Why didn't he do anything? And he'll be like, whatever, you know?
Yeah, maybe you just have to shrug and just hope that audiences latch on and figure it out for themselves.
Daredevil was good. It was kind of shot weird, but it was good.
It was very, it was clear. I agree.
Here's the next thing. I know you're going to love this one. Kevin Feige teases what's next for Deadpool and Wolverine. I think there is more fun to be had with both of those characters, but we'll see where. And we know they're both coming back for the next Avengers.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool, just for that version of the character, makes sense to bring him back. Wolverine, I just hope that after the Avengers movies, like, they possibly recast. It doesn't have to be right away. It could be like in the sequel of an X-Men movie or whatever. But I don't know. For me, I just don't need to keep returning back to the casting of these characters that once was. Like, I appreciate them, of course, but I'm fine with the new cast. Like, if we can do that for Fantastic Four, let's do that for X-Men completely, including Wolverine. But
yeah.
I think you and I are in the minority.
Well, I think that's going to happen after Secret Wars. I think that because I think he says that later in this, that X-Men's really going to kind of come about as in the next big thing that they do. But let's keep going on these other little tidbits here. Kevin Feige says Marvel Studios currently can't include Miles Morales in the MCU. He was quoted saying, "We've been told to stay away." By Sony, basically. And I think that makes sense. Sony's like, we got a great thing going with animation. We don't need to confuse any audiences. We're going to keep Miles as our Spider-Man right now. You can keep Peter for now. I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I know a lot of people, or I don't know this, but I feel like there is the itch of Miles Morales being the live-action character. I bet it could be coming, in the next 5 years. It wouldn't shock me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but until then, we got Spider-Man 4 on the horizon with Tom Holland. Beyond the Spider-Verse is bound to come out, so we'll be all right.
Part 2 of that.
Yeah.
That's what we need. But forget live action at this point. Just give me that movie. Let's see. Eric Pearson, the Fantastic Four First Steps and Thunderbolts writer, is currently writing the Blade script. Love that choice because Thunderbolts was awesome. One of the best scripts they've done in a while. Thunderbolts was really good. Really good.
Yeah. I hope more people get around to watching that one soon. It deserves more love. I didn't realize it was the same screenwriter for both those projects, so that makes me optimistic for Fantastic Four even more. Yeah, okay. Well, if he nails the Blade script, cool. That's all you want, right?
Yep. Kevin Feige confirms Jon Bernthal is returning as the Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Something you could have left for the theater, but him being in there I love, since Tom and Jon Bernthal are now doing, I think, their second movie together with The Odyssey, and they like each other a lot. There's these stories about their auditions together that I didn't know, that I learned a couple months ago. It's just really cool. So I love that. Let's get them interacting. I want Spider-Man to be like, dude, I can beat, like, I'm not Daredevil, pal. You call me Red all you want because I got the same colors, but I'm not Daredevil. I'll beat you down, pal. Like, I got super strength. What you got, Punisher? Who are you going to punish?
I'm a little shocked I didn't hear about that part. Like, that seems like a major headline type of deal, is that he's joining the cast of Brand New Day. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised I just didn't hear about it. But so just to remind me, Feige is saying that when it comes to TVs and shows, storylines aren't going to intermingle between the two, but characters could.
Yeah, so Daredevil's not going to go. It's basically going to be what it was in the first version of Daredevil. Like, right? Like, they were like, New York got attacked. Yeah, when aliens came down. Like, they mention it in a sentence and then they're done.
Briefly,
that's probably what it'll just go back to. It's not going to be them. They're not going to show probably their side of, like, what was the villain's name in Thunderbolts, when he's just taking people out.
Oh, Sentry. Like, yeah.
When Sentry's doing that, they're probably not going to, like, show it from Daredevil's angle or anything like that. They'll probably just be like, you hear what happened downtown? And be like, you kidding me?
Gotcha. Okay, so you know what I mean? Based off of that, despite Punisher being involved in Spider-Man 4, they're probably not going to mention anything about, like, the Daredevil show, or maybe even the Punisher spin-off thing that he's doing as well.
He's got his own show. Another season of his show.
Right. Okay. Now. Yeah. Yeah, I just it just makes me wonder even more of, like, what Spider-Man 4 is gonna look like.
Well, they talked about that too in this article. You want to get to that?
Yeah, let's just no need for me to speculate. Fire away.
He said Spider-Man 4. I don't know if I have the exact quote up at the moment. I can look for it. He said it'll start filming very soon, and it is street level. Oh, here it is. I found the quote. Kevin Feige says Spider-Man Brand New Day will be a street level film. We are seeing for the first time in the Tom Holland Spider-Man stories him being a proper Spider-Man, him being by himself and dealing with street level crime as opposed to world-ending events. And I know he said something specifically too of, like, the world has forgotten Peter Parker, but Spider-Man hasn't, like, forgotten the city or something, is like how he worded it or something like that too. So I love that. Let's get it street level, baby.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the thing that Spider-Man fans are really craving for, is to not have it feel like the Iron Man Jr. effect, not have to rely so much on, like, tech stuff, to really have Spider-Man feel like the basic in terms of, like, what is available to him for, like, his own costume and tech and stuff like that. Yeah, based on the Punisher thing, it does seem like it's going to be a street level event. And I think after No Way Home, whether you like it or don't like it,
most people.
I'm just ready. I'm just ready for it to be not as big, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do pull that off.
They really have a way to really reset his Spider-Man. You can tell that origin story Spider-Man outside of the Spider Bite with him just starting in college. It can just be him in a dorm room by himself. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. He's going to classes, trying to get a job at Oscorp probably, and he just keeps it vanishing because he's got to go save the day somewhere. Like, that's probably what the movie's going to end up being.
Yeah.
He gets to class on the first day, and it's John Bernthal's Punisher, and he's like, how to kill someone 101. And Peter's like, what the heck? And
oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it could feel like No Way Home again in, like, first day of school versus first day of college, and that sort of thing. But those were the vibes that were pretty nice to have in Spider-Man Homecoming anyway. So if you could do that, but, like, some Spider-Man side characters in Peter's life that are more from, like, his college days and not so much from like his high school days.
Friends. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, heck, Harry Osborn, he hasn't met the Osborns yet.
To introduce him. It's a good time to introduce
originally
him.
He was his college friend and not his high school friend. So
I'm on to something here.
Just an angle. You could do it.
Speaking of John Bernthal and Tom Holland, I want to hear you gush about it. How much do you love the Odyssey teaser?
Dude, I haven't seen it yet.
What? It
They
didn't
didn't
play in
show
front of
it.
Superman?
Nah, man, they didn't
Oh,
show
they
it.
did in front of my Superman.
Well, what the heck?
It also
I
was
thought for
national.
sure they would have.
It was a national announcement that they said it would play in front of Superman.
We sat through all the trailers. We were super early because, traveling and all that. So it did not appear.
Oh, man. No, it played for us. Dang, that's a bummer.
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully
man.
by the time, now that it's been a minute, it probably is playing in front of Fantastic Four. You're probably okay.
Yeah, that's what I hope for. Because it hasn't released online yet. I don't know when it will, so I don't know.
Dang.
But that's okay, though. I'm honestly, it is a bummer I haven't seen it yet, but I also kind of appreciate that they're waiting. Like, they're buying their time on actually releasing it to the public. I think that's cool. That's almost unheard of now.
Oh, movies are dead, but when Christopher Nolan releases tickets for his movie a year in advance, they get scalped so heavily that they sell out because people know that this is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's for those few 70 millimeter theaters out there, right? That's crazy, man. There's some diehards.
19 theaters, yeah.
It's nice to see some diehards out there. But still, a year out, that's nuts.
I know.
You don't need to do that.
Kevin Feige says Avengers Doomsday script is being revised during production. Here's his quote. He says, "There's plussing happening every day on set right now, and it is amazing to watch. Loki creator Michael Waldron is now also working on it." So they brought him in too. I feel like, I gotta be honest, I feel like this isn't a big deal. I don't know.
How so?
I feel like this is they kind of did this for for Infinity War and Endgame too. I thought I remember people freaking out, and there were reports of they're changing things on set, and it's but then there were also reports like this guy came in and was like, "Oh, this would be such a good idea. What if we did this?" And they wanted it to be really collaborative. And I don't know. I don't know if it feels like. I don't think it's Ben Affleck rewriting all of his scenes on Batman versus Superman kind of rewrites. I feel like it's just hey, what if we tried this instead? And Michael Waldron came on as just kind of help out and make sure that it's working with our new plan and that we're going to change a few things and maybe go this way. And we've come up with a better idea. I don't know. I feel like when you're playing with the mouse money, you can kind of afford to do that. I don't think, and I do agree, though, that there have been a lot of unfinished scripts that feel like they're getting rushed through making bad movies. I just don't know if I feel like, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. signs on for a script that's not done. I just don't think he does.
Not with that paycheck. Do you remember that money?
I remember the money, but I really don't think he comes back if he doesn't really like the story. I really don't think he does.
I mean, yes, we're never going to know how finished it actually is and how serious or dire the changes to the script are. We're never going to know how much change is change on the set of this.
Yeah.
I just feel it is mostly, as much as it makes me nervous, I will admit part of it is just because of the lack of trust towards Marvel. They have not been able to have the benefit of the doubt so much these past few years. So that's part of the reason why, there's so much of an uproar when it comes to this news. And it's not unheard of to have script changes happening while you're shooting a movie. But just when it comes to the money of it all, when it comes to how many actors are showing up for this thing, the scope of the movie, they want this to be a big success. Not to mention, this is scheduled for next year, which they could always change the release schedule and all that. But even still, it's being released next year. Not to mention, you also have to work with VFX houses who already are understaffed and having such short schedules to begin with. That's nothing new. It does, make me sweat. It doesn't give me confidence. And I think that's why it feels like a big deal.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
And who knows? It could be good, and it doesn't matter. You could be right.
He said Jake, I don't know how to say his last name, Shriri, the guy who made Thunderbolts, is going to be, he announced he is directing the X-Men reboot.
Yes, so that is official now. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I hope he sticks the landing because
Yeah,
X-Men, that's a lot to juggle and a lot to
Thunderbolts was
tackle.
great, and he
Thunderbolts
dealt
was
with a
great.
big cast. I don't know. He
Yeah.
sounds like the right guy.
Yeah, no, it can make sense for what he did with Thunderbolts being applied to X-Men, but again, just depending on how you write the story and how many characters you throw in and the subject matter of it all, like it, I hope he does well. It's a bit of a taller task compared to Thunderbolts, but still, he did a
Here's
very good job with it, no
here's
doubt.
one of the Kevin Feige quotes I loved the most. Kevin Feige
Ooh,
says
okay.
Aman Vellani is one of the greatest castings Marvel has ever done, and he cannot wait for her to reappear somewhere. And I freaking agree. Miss Marvel is awesome. It's a
She
great
is.
show.
Great show,
Um,
great actress. She seems delightful. Uh Hope she comes back soon and figure out that Young Avengers thing because you keep teasing it, you keep having all these younger actors, but don't see anything on the horizon about it yet. But then again, we're heading to Phase 6. Maybe that'll be it.
yeah. Um, he did say a Young Avengers is potential. He said that any cameos or end credit scenes, he said some of those characters and teases you'll see soon, some you won't see, except he said some maybe will be like Tim Blake Nelson, and it'll be 17 years in between when the movie came out and you see him again. Who knows?
He's
That's
trying
him
to give him.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, he's done with some of them, and some of them he wants to come back. I hope Kit Harington
Mhm.
gets a chance as that Black Knight character. I don't care about the character, but I really like him as an actor, and I want to see him
Sure.
get more and more opportunities. He talked about Destin Daniel Cretton doing Spider-Man Brand New Day and how great it's doing. It'll be street level. Let's see. Oh, Kevin Feige, even though his contract is ending, does say he plans to continue leading Marvel Studios for the next 10 to 15 years. That's
Oh.
all I want to do. Marvel's a great place for me to be. He said WandaVision and Loki are among the best stories they've ever told in the MCU.
Okay.
Let's see. I think James has had an influence on us, and we have had on him. Speaking about Superman and James Gunn, we texted. I was telling him how much I love the movie, and he said, wouldn't exist without you guys. He did clap back a little bit. James Gunn said something about rushing scripts into production, and Feige did say in this interview, I don't know if it gets highlighted here, but he did say, we never start a movie without a script we're confident in. I don't know if that I think might be a bit of a stretch by Kevin, but
It used to
uh,
be.
yeah. Um, he said Chris Hemsworth is still in his prime to play Thor, and they'd love to keep him coming back. Let's see. That might be it. Yep. Yeah, I think that's about it.
I mean, you were right. They definitely did admit to and lay out a few things that have been rumblings and questions for a while. So it's going to be an interesting year, man. After Fantastic Four, I think we almost have like a year and a half where we don't have Marvel movies at the very least until the next Avengers movie. So we have answers, but we're definitely going to be waiting around to see like what's new or what we can see coming up. So it's going to be interesting.
Do you see they brought in Mephisto in the
Oh, I did
Ironheart
hear
show?
about that in Ironheart. See, like this
Yeah.
is what a wild parade. Like,
I've
what
heard
are we
Ironheart
doing?
is a very fun show. He
That's
did
good.
say that the plan is there will be a lot less TV. That TV is going down to I think one show a year, and
Okay.
they don't want as much focus on it. But anyway, we got a little bit of time left. Do you want to talk about the Fantastic Four movies we just rewatched, the original
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah. Let's do
All
it.
right, guys. If you got anything you want to comment below. Let us know your thoughts on everything
Please
we
help
just
our
talked
algorithm.
about. Yeah, I mean, we don't help our algorithm, so why should you?
Well,
Uh,
because you're
but
nice.
yeah, Kyle gave Kyle gave both of them a good 1 star on the old Letterboxd.
Probably too
I
high.
gave 2 and 2.5,
Oof.
and I'll just read my review. For the first one, I wrote, I had some fun.
Oof, that's
fun.
brutal.
Yep.
Scathing.
For the second one, I wrote, I had slightly more fun. Please follow me on Letterbox. I write really funny reviews.
You're not off either. I weirdly like the second movie
fun.
more than the first.
The second one is more fun.
Silver Surfer, the combination of Doug Jones and Lawrence Fishburne saved that movie.
I know, it's why.
Literally
halfway
and figuratively.
through, it took me like halfway through. I was like, this is Lawrence Fishburne. This isn't the actor.
In Doug Jones's body, yeah. Or
Man,
at least his CGI body.
Nobody gives out 4-star ratings like me. Listen to this. I went K-pop Demon Hunters, the new movie, which is really fun on Netflix. I did that, Jurassic Park. Then we just took a nosedive and did the Fantastic Four movies. Then we went right back up with a couple AFI movies I really liked. Gone Girl in there. Like, what the heck? But anyway, Kyle, go ahead. Talk about Fantastic Four.
Oh, man, these movies stink.
Hey, I had some fun.
They stink bad. No,
I had some fun.
I
Stop saying no. I had fun. You can't take my fun from me. I had it.
That's not how fun works.
You can't say nah and my fun goes away. I had fun. Continue, sir.
No, it's all good.
It's not.
No, for me, I don't have fun with these movies. It's the thing of the 2000s where either superhero movies were just so overly serious, like the X-Men ones, with the black leather, and trying to just be very dark and not edgy, but just being dark and serious.
X-Men's so fun.
It's good, but I'm just giving examples of like what was going on at that time.
They're very 2000s. They're very 2000s movies.
Filmed in very 2000s style. And Fantastic Four is on the opposite end of the spectrum where it both is and isn't embarrassed to be a superhero movie, but yet there's no superheroing happening. Like everything else is a different kind of movie, but a superhero movie. Like they don't save anything really. They get the superpowers. They do the origin story. They do that stuff good, but
couldn't even save his own wedding, man.
He could even save his wedding in the second one. They really don't save anyone in both of these movies. Like either Doctor Doom is doing something like privately against Fantastic Four, and then the public just suddenly finds out in the climax battle, or the Thing is the one that destroys the traffic during a bridge, and then they save it, and then everyone thinks they're the heroes of the story, when it's like, no, it was their fault. It's just so strange. Like, it was like this movie couldn't figure out how to structure the story so that way, like, an actual superhero action sequence or, like, a way for them to authentically save the day could be utilized in either of these movies. So they made the plots around like romance, making it a romance drama, or making it like a weird raunchy sex comedy in like some aspects. And granted, some of those are just like 2000-isms, but
there's a lot of 2000-isms. And I will say, one of the writers on the Fantastic Four movies, this was also a 2000s thing, especially with these type of movies at the time, because one of the writers made the Ang Lee Hulk, and then the Punisher movie they made, and then Fantastic Four. He didn't do the sequel, but it's like that was a 2000s thing. It was like, we got to go get the one guy who's been making these movies lately, and it didn't matter how his movie turned out, but it's also like, because the comics of the Fantastic Four, they're really silly, but they're also serious. Like they have as characters, they have a weird balance, I feel like, and it's like these movies went in. They were like, we got to only focus on the silly aspect of the four. And then the Josh Trank one went into, we're going to make it dark. And then Fox came in and said, you're going to make it dark. Well, we're going to bully you into alcoholism. And then it really got dark. And then Autumn asked me about that cast. I was like, did you see that movie? And she went, no. And I was like, well, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan. And she was like, and that was bad?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, anyway, the thing with the Fantastic Four is like they are...
Sorry. Clobbering time.
Classic. It's clobbering time. We won't say it though.
Oh, he's gonna say it.
Maybe he'll say it. No, the thing in all of these three movies is that they are like family drama comedies, but they're also like a sci-fi adventure team. Like, yes, they're superheroes, they save the day, but they also do like cosmic sci-fi adventures. And
they're nerds.
Yeah, they're nerds essentially. The first two movies, like, sure, there's science involved in it, but it doesn't obviously go into like sci-fi territory. It's just them being based on Earth. And then we just, the only authentic thing about the comics is that the Thing is depressed. Like, that's the one thing they nailed in these two movies. And then, unfortunately, for the Josh Trank Fantastic Four movie, there's just nothing that feels like Fantastic Four in there at all. Like, none of the romance between the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic are there. The relationship, the friendship between Reed Richards and the Thing isn't there. None of the characters feel like actually taken or inspired from the comics. And I think even Josh Trank has admitted, like, he doesn't read comics, so he just did what he wanted to do, essentially. And it's such a bummer, man. Like,
well,
this movie is no fun. I don't think
it was tough to rewatch. He wanted to make his own take, but the studio heavily interfered with his movie. Like, we never even got to see what his real vision is, whether it was going to be good or bad still, but
sure,
like, they bullied the crap out of him.
Yeah, it sounded pretty bad. I do feel for that guy.
There was like reports or something that he would like show up one day and his set was gone. They just took his set in the middle of the night. Like, that's nuts.
That movie's
what's
disaster,
crazy
man.
about
it's worse than the first two.
I remember watching the beginning. I got two things for you. The first is on the 2005 movie. When we were rewatching, I was like, man, I really am into the relationship between Mr. Fantastic and the Thing. I was like, I forgot that this is what they were supposed to, they're like best bud science nerds. Yeah. And boy, as soon as they get off out of space, they completely derailed that. And they moved to him trying to be best buds with Johnny, which I didn't mind. I liked him and Johnny's banter, actually. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, for sure.
I did miss that, and I hope we get some of that in this new one. And then my other thing is a question about the Fan 4 stick. So I haven't seen it. I remember thinking like the first like 40 minutes or whatever. I've always remembered that it's not that. I remember thinking, well, this isn't what I thought. Like, this isn't that bad when we went in because we heard it was atrocious. And then they do the 1 year later and then it went really bad. Is that still the case? Does it still kind of feel like, okay, we're vibing. We can do this. And then does it still kind of have that feel?
Nope. It's all bad. It's all bad.
I think you said that back in the day too. You might be the wrong guy to ask. All right, I'll just rewatch it.
No, like it's so funny because Reed invents like a teleportation device in high school for the science fair, and then the professor's like, "You were supposed to make a volcano. You get an F." And then like Sue's father is like at the science fair, and he's like, "I saw you make that teleportation device. You're coming to Harvard or Oxford or wherever place they were at." And I'm like, this movie doesn't even make sense on like a fundamental level.
Did the teachers see him teleport something?
Yeah, they like a toy truck or something, I think. And
does it just vanish, or does it like appear and reappear?
It reappeared. Like, the only bad thing that happened was that they broke the glass off of a basketball hoop, but even still, he built a teleportation device, Alex.
Do you imagine being that teacher in the lounge the next day? It's like the other teachers, they're like, he teleported something, and you yelled at him for not making a volcano. He teleported something. He can teleport your marriage, Margaret. Like, what are you...
There's only so much disbelief we can put into superhero movies, like this. It's like even if this was a genre that wasn't a superhero movie, if it was like a high school comedy drama and that happened in the movie, the teacher would tell him he gets an A. Like, that's so it's just
I'm
bad.
Telling you what, in my classroom, if the projects build the volcano and you teleport my apple across the room, you're getting an A. Okay,
You should. You're a good teacher, Alex.
And then I'm gonna have you teleport me out of the country. All right, that's the next project.
Let's get out of here. I want to say this about the first two movies. I think the castings are very good.
Really?
I'll walk that back. Not really good, but I do think they get the dynamics of the characters about right. Like you were saying, like their friendship at the beginning between Mr. Fantastic and the Thane, like they have something going. Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis, like their parents are good. The cast has chemistry. They
have chemistry. I think Jessica Alba struggles with everybody. I like her. And she is good in a handful of movies. Mm-hmm. But she is not good in this. She was put in it by Fox for a reason. Unfairly. And totally. She has a hard time. You can tell how much better Chris Evans is when they have serious moments.
Oh, for sure.
And how do you say his name? Is it Ian Groof?
I don't know, but
I think he is such a bad Reed Richards.
He has the look.
Does he?
He pulls off being a nerd, in my opinion. It's not a perfect adaptation.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on. He does. It's not a perfect adaptation of Mr. Fantastic, but I think he does fine.
Oh man, I didn't even believe him trying to be nerdy. He was too tall and handsome, which is really wild because Pedro Pascal's really handsome too. But I could totally see
Richards
him being
is a good-looking guy. He's a good look. He's not
in
ugly.
The comics, but this I don't know. I didn't vibe with him. Every time he was like
2025, Al, nerds are hot.
Every time he's looking at his little iPad and Rise of Silver Surfer, he's doing a little typing thing. He's like, I got to do the thing to do the thing. I was like, this is not believable. I don't believe you're selling me anything. When RDJ walked on set, I believed what he was saying. I didn't believe what this guy. But Michael Chiklis is awesome. Kerry Washington,
she's really
how
good.
did he get such a talent for such absolute shite material?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, and I got to be honest. She's acting blind very poorly.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just the chemistry for me. I think the chemistry for the actors is what helped me out. It's not so much like they nailed the interpretations. I think that's the better way to describe it. They have very
good chemistry. I think a couple of
the whole cast, or
I think when you put all four of them in the same room, I think Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis are carrying everybody around them. Kerry Washington is a fantastic actress. Kerry Washington's awesome. But, and I actually think Julian McMahon, however you say his name, who plays Doctor Doom, actually does a pretty good job for what they're telling him to do. I just think they're telling him bad stuff, but still.
That one I disagree with. I mean, RIP to him, unfortunately. He did pass away just recently, so I do feel bad for being critical, but I don't think he did a very good job in either of these movies.
Just earlier this month.
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
It is sad.
I'm the one who thinks he was doing a good job. I'm not ragging on the guy here.
No, it's all me. I'm the one being mean
after watching enough Daredevil, though, and knowing that Charlie Cox is not blind, playing a blind person, I don't know. I felt like Kerry Washington was just deliberately, being told to look up and then point your eyeballs down or to the side. So she always was it looked like she was looking at something. And when Charlie Cox is performing, he doesn't look like that. He looks like he's looking at the person he's talking to, but he just the way it's his performance overall. And Kerry Washington,
you're right,
brilliant. But she I wouldn't try hard either.
In this movie? No.
What has
I'll give you that.
been up to these days as a director?
Oh, I don't know. No, I get what you mean. I mean, between always trying to have Jessica Alba, not trying, they succeeding in having that character be naked practically, and the depiction of a blind person, it is that stuff and much more in these movies that doesn't age well. And in
2000s,
exactly, 2000s did not know how to handle any sort of anything.
No.
It shows in this movie, man. It's
gotten replaced, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but weirdly enough, I watched both the movies pretty much back to back.
Mhm.
We watched the
They're a
first
breeze to
one.
watch.
We
Hour and a
watched the
half.
first one, and
Mhm.
then I just like got into bed and I was like, I'd kind of had a lazy day and I was like, I've been scrolling on my phone all day. I haven't really done anything. I was like, man, maybe I'll put on a show or a movie. And I was like, all right, screw it. I'll put on Rise of Solar Surfer. I'll get 20 minutes in. It'll bore me, put me to sleep. Next thing you know, credits are rolling and I'm still up. So I I was invested. I
Hey,
wanted to get
hey,
on that
they
board.
got me.
Doug Jones, get me on the board. I think Miss Garner's
He's
going to do a
great.
great job as
I
the
hope
new
so.
Silver Surfer.
And hey, we're finally having an accurate Galactus, it looks like. We're not having a cloud. We're gone from the cloud era and into actual depictions of crazy comic book ideas and characters. Like, as much as we were just like crapping on Marvel previously for 50 minutes, it is cool like what we are getting at the same time. It's way better compared to some of the 2000 stuff we have. Like, I'm excited, man. I hope they really stick the landing with this next movie. Because
Yeah, well,
we're
we'll
ready.
find
We're
out.
ready for it.
You know, we were nervous about not having critic embargoes for Superman come out right away. And
Mm.
then they had their premiere that Monday night before
Oh
they
yeah.
opened. And
Mm.
then, or Tuesday night, I think it was Monday. And then the embargo lifted. And it's got an 83%. That's really, really good. Fantastic Four, it's now Monday night. We're not filming on Saturday, and their tomato
Mm-hmm.
meter is not available, which means their embargo has not lifted. There were a
Watch it's
couple
tomorrow.
early reactions, but hopefully it is tomorrow because, again, we don't want a bad sign here. But
Mm?
I hope somebody calls him cousin in the movie. I hope at some point they're like, yes,
That'll be a
chef.
great. That could be a great reference in 20 years, right?
It's a great show.
Maybe.
Season 4 was good. All right,
Could
guys, let's
happen.
get out of here. What did you think? Comment below, let us know. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.